Data from the American Bible Association or Society shows that Gen Z Bible use is up from 11 to 15%. Why is this happening? What are the factors? How can we help? Let's go. In England and Wales, church attendance is up 50% over the last 6 years, especially with an increase among younger generations. Young men, especially participating, are an unusual cohort, but they are the ones seeking this out at a higher rate. And this is such an encouragement. They're looking for truth in a world full of lies. That's great. Part of the uptake into Christianity is definitely a search for truth and some of the mental unrest that we've well discussed on this channel, that young men especially are being cast away into the margins of society. And when you do that for long enough, they go and search for the places and people where they will find some acceptance or at least equity, equality of opportunity. And that could very well be found most forthrightly in the church. There are prominent public figures like Joe Rogan who have led to the upsurge, as well as the forthrightness of Wes Huff online and other defenders of the faith who are just pressing the ball forward in such convincing ways about the historicity of the Bible and how accurate it might in fact be.
Joe Rogan and I have had on and off communication since then. I can tell you for a fact that he is attending a church and that that has been a consistent thing. And so, things are happening, and he's a very inquisitive individual. And I think for the better, in that he's communicating with me and other people in his life who are influences that can speak into these issues of reliability and trustworthiness and verisimilitude of something like the pages of Scripture.
The accessibility of faith-based content on the internet might have a lot to do with the resurgence towards Gen Z as well. The digital natives, which in many ways are suffering because of the proliferation of bad information and lies that's out there, they have picked through the noise and found Christianity as being, and in truth, a great vast amount of historical content is also available. And so what they're taught in schools is being directly refuted by many of what the resources are that they're searching online. And that has led towards curiosity in Christianity. France has reported a record number of baptisms recently, which also is a reflection of people seeking faith, and in that case, in the Catholic Church. Young Britons apparently are resurging toward Catholicism as well, and this is an opportunity for the United Kingdom to come back to some of the resources that made it so great an empire in the first place. The Asbury College revival in 2023 in Kentucky turned into a 16-day worship service, and many of these have been replicated throughout the country and, in fact, throughout the world over the last several years. And really, since the virus, so many people have been seeking truth because they recognize that the institutions that abound and have been reporting that they're the expert class have been so untrustworthy, and so the revival is on. Now, it is up to us as the church to be able to not be a complete, utter disappointment to these young men, especially young men, but young people in general who are seeking out truth, who are seeking community. This is the church's opportunity to show their bona fides that we, in fact, can be identified by the way that we love one another in accordance with biblical principles, and setting the foundation for what's good. The cultural mandate to be fruitful and multiply is something that young men especially crave, but has been cast aside as being old-fashioned or being just romantic in ways that's not attainable. It is attainable, and it is something that young men are adapted to want and to need, even to push that cultural mandate forward. Now is our opportunity as the church. Do not back away from the historical truth of the Bible, but also the principles that it presses forward, because those are what attracted these young people in the first place. Do not soften it for them. Do not provide the same type of cultural influence that they see everywhere else in society. They don't need to go to church for you to wave the flag for liberalism or for the types of things that liberalism has brought into the fore in recent years, especially in our culture. They don't need that from the church. They get that everywhere else. Push the ball forward with historical truth and biblical principles, tradition, and a culture of a foundation in God.